Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the Monday Reset. Today, we are going to be finishing up our 4-week series on known equals paid. I'm calling it known equals paid. And it's all about branding and how you turn attention into actual clients. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Branding is one of my favorite subjects to talk about. If you've been following me for any length of time, I have built my business. I've been in business almost 40 years or 20 years. And I have built my business on being hyper local, immersing myself in the community, and through my vendor partnerships and promotion of other businesses, built a really solid business for myself and my team. So that's what I love about that marketing and branding piece is it's honestly like, people will ask me like, Jill, what do you love about real estate? And my answer is always the same. And you can actually see it on my wall behind me. I always say like real estate is like one big long coffee appointment. I always get to be meeting new people, get to be hearing about their businesses, promoting others. And that's the part that I really love most about real estate. So we're going to talk about how to transfer that energy into actual clients, because at the end of the day, you can have coffee with 100 people a week, and if you're really not connecting with them and converting it into actual closings, then it's sort of pointless, right? So we're getting attention. People are liking your posts, they're commenting, they're watching your stuff. But if you're not getting clients, like I just said, like it doesn't matter. So what we're going to talk about today is you're doing all the things and nothing's happening. So we're going to go step by step and talk about how we convert those. Okay. So attention without action involved, it's not going to get you any results. There's no income involved in that. So an engagement without direction is wasted effort. You're wasting your time. So not only when you put posts and you put social media out there, if you're not directing them to do anything, you're not really going to get any interaction from it. So we're going to talk about that too. Attention doesn't build a business, action actually does. So we're going to talk about how to get into action once we're doing our posting online. And posting isn't the only way to do this. Also, you can do it through networking. That's why I have my St. Croix Valley Girls. You can do it by being a chamber member and getting connected to some other business owners in the community. But it's all about, I call it Famous by Friday. Like my plan that I teach is Famous by Friday. Like how do you become the mayor of your town and become famous? And again, it's through conversations, and social media is only just a small piece of that, but it's actually my favorite piece because it doesn't cost you anything. And as you're going to see as we go through today's training, that it can happen really, really fast. So if you are a person who, says, I don't know anybody in where I live, or I just moved to my town and I know no one, I don't have a sphere, like this is going to be the perfect training for you, because I experimented with this last week and I made the mistake of doing it while I was on vacation, and I got so many responses on it that it's going to take me a long, long time to follow up with all these people. Like these are all the groups that I posted in, and I have so many people to follow up with now. Okay. So what I did is I did a post that I wanted to partner with other local business owners, and I'll read restaurants, pet businesses, massage or spa, nail salon, landscaping, painters, boutiques. And then I said, honestly, any business that's local. In return, I'd love to promote your business to my clients, referral partners, and my social media audience through my preferred vendor partner program. Shout out to some of my amazing local partners who we have been collaborating with for years. EJ's Pizzeria, Mimi's Cookies and Creamery, Joe to Go, Kim Zarodka with Norwex, Sweetie Pucks. And when I say I've been collaborating for years, like these are the coupons that I create for my partners. That's one of my favorite ways to collaborate is through these coupons for different things. Like this is a pizza coupon. This is for a deli sandwich at the local deli. This is a coffee coupon at Joe to Go, the coffee, and just random coupon offers. So then I said, if you're interested in collaborating or have ideas, drop a comment below or send me a private message. Well, I got 29 private messages from different business owners, and then a bunch of other people commented in the community Facebook groups that they want to connect. So this post, if you're one of those agents that says, oh, I don't know anyone in my community, I have about 125 people, business owners that commented on there that they want to connect with me. So the beauty of this is they just gave me permission to contact them without it being weird. By me doing that post, I invited a conversation with them. So now if I reach out to a stranger on Facebook, they're not really a stranger. They're more like a warm lead. The other thing that I love about it is our job as agents is it's to create conversation. That's how we build relationships, is through creating conversation. So if you just do the post and then you ghost, I call it posting and ghosting, like that's not going to get you anywhere. So when you're posting and it gets attention, what I love about that is, for one, it gets attention, people read it, some engage, but the real value is when people see me as the connector, they see me as the person in the community that wants to help other business owners, and they engage with it. So the algorithm loves that. And, it's the conversations that I've started now with all of these people in the DMs. Like every post we do as agents should lead to a conversation. The content actually has to do a job for you, and the job is to start a conversation. So it shows my personality by the post example. What my post did for me is, for one, it showed my personality. It showed people in my community that Jill just is a community advocate. She loves to support other businesses. It just shows people who I am, that I care about others. I showed value because I said I love to give my clients these gift baskets with special offers in them. So I'm showing the community that I'm a giver. It created an opportunity for me to collaborate with these people. And the results are these local businesses that reached out. Like I said, there's over 125 business people that responded. People are tagging other businesses. 29 people sent me DMs. My referral partners that I currently have are seeing value from it as well because I tagged them in the post. So that is the whole idea of it. Is it's not just a post, it's a conversation starter. So I think of it this way. I just started a cocktail party. I am now the host of a cocktail party by doing the post. I put the post out there. I invited people to engage. I started a cocktail. What I mean by that is, you don't open the door and then leave the party after everyone comes in. And posting and ghosting would be doing just that. Like, you're inviting everyone over for this cocktail party. They all get to the party and you're like, hi, see ya, catch you later. And you leave the room. Like, that's not going to work at a cocktail party. Well, guess what? Jill just started a cocktail party. So now I have to work the room just like I would work the room if I were at a networking group or a cocktail party. So I'm going to start by responding to every comment. I'm going to start side comments in my DM. I'm going to send people DMs if they didn't DM me. And I'm going to ask follow-up questions, because we all know, like, the more questions you ask, you're the one controlling the conversation. So if somebody comments, oh, I love this idea, you say, thank you. Do you know any local businesses that I should be connecting with? You're inviting a conversation. If someone tags a business, I should respond and say, I love that. I'm going to reach out to them. Do you know them personally? Because I want to get that warm introduction to be able to say, oh, you know, Julie just tagged you in one of my posts saying that I want to collaborate. It's like a warm introduction then. It's not me calling them just out of the blue cold, right? If a business owner comments, I'd love to learn more about what you offer, want to connect this week, like that, I can let them know, like, I want to hear more about your business. I'll connect with you this week. So this is where the actual business happens, because I could potentially, based on this one Facebook group, and I shouldn't say one, because I think I posted it in 2 of my own community groups, and then 3 other community groups. So, but I'm going to have the opportunity to grow my connections and my database by 125, because I got, and that's just, you know, I posted it, I think, on Saturday night, like late on Saturday night. I saw this in another group, and it's like, you know, I have my vendor guide, I have my St. Croix Valley Girls, but I've never done a post asking like anyone and everyone for a collaboration. Usually I approach different business owners one by one, and I invite them to be part of my program. But when I saw this post in another Facebook group, I'm like, maybe I'm curious to know, like, what potentially could happen if I invite the whole business world of St. Croix, Polk, and Pierce County to collaborate with me. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of responses that I've gotten from it. But here's what I'm thinking. Because I have St. Croix Valley Girls, every single one of the females that responded, they're going to be invited to my St. Croix Valley Girls monthly in-person networking meeting. So I would say probably at least a fourth or maybe more of the business owners that commented on my post are women. So not only did I grow my connections within the community, I also just fed my St. Croix Valley Girls in-person networking group by who knows how many. So there is opportunity for that too. Okay. So next, now, once, you put the post out there, you invite them to collaboration, like, what's the next step, right? Because now I have 125 people that I have to respond to. So you want to make sure you're commenting right there on the post. Like, I see Narissa's watching. If Narissa commented on my post, I would go in there right away with some sort of comment. And it's not just going to be a thank you, whatever. It's going to be a comment to Narissa saying, hey, Narissa, here's when I plan to start reaching out. And if I don't have Narissa's contact information, I'm going to respond to Narissa's message, and I'm going to say, hey, Narissa, I can't wait to reach out to you to hear more about your business. can you DM me with your contact information, your email and your business name and your phone number so that I can follow up with you later? So I'm kind of inviting Narissa then from the main post to connect with me in the DM. Once Narissa goes into my DM and starts communicating with me there, I can continue the conversation there to follow up with her. Because here's what I had to do today. Because like Mondays are my coaching day. I have all my one-on-one coaching calls. I have this training that I have to do. I know I'm not going to have time to reach out to anyone today. So I went on everybody's DM and I copied and pasted a paragraph that just said, hey, I had over 125 responses. My plan is to put a list together and I'll reach out to you over the next couple weeks, because I'm setting the expectation that if I can't, if Narissa's at the bottom of my list and I have 125 people to reach out to, the last thing I want is a week from now, Narissa to be sitting there going, oh, that Jill, she didn't follow through and she didn't connect with me, because if you're inviting them to connect, I need to get back to them and connect. So I want them all to know that it might take a week or two or maybe even longer, but I will connect with you, okay? So if you're in a position like I'm in now, you can just send a message like that and just say, hey, I'm going to be working through my list. You will hear from me. Don't worry. If you don't hear from me right away this week, it just means that I'm still working my way through the list. The other thing that does is it shows those people how powerful I am as a connector, that 125 people want to be connected with me. So that's another thing to think about. So my post worked because it was clear. I gave them instructions on exactly what to do. I told them who I was looking for because I put the categories in there. Instead of like, hey, let me know if you need anything. I'm a local realtor, blah, 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 blah. I'm looking to connect with people. Let me know if you need anything. I put instruction exactly what they were supposed to do. Either DM me with your contact information or comment on my post below. There was no question for them on what they were supposed to do. It was right there. I listed exactly who I wanted. I gave ideas and I invited action. And by putting some of the tags on the people that I already have, some of my coupon deals with, it shows them validity. Like, oh, Jill's not just like blowing smoke up my ass. Like Jill really is connected to all these people. Like I already have many collaborations that I'm doing in the community. So that just proved to them that I'm not just, kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I really do have a preferred vendor program that I offer. So, if you don't have a preferred vendor program yet, create one. Go on ChatGPT or Claude or wherever you need to do and create one. It's that simple. And if you're in the Insiders program, you have a copy of mine. You have a copy of all of my stuff. So one more little plug for being a group coaching insider, you get access to all of my stuff. So I just announced to the Facebook world that I have a preferred vendor program, right? So, rather than going one by one as I meet people and sort of qualifying them if I want them to be a part of my program, now I have so many more options on who I could invite. And it would be great because one of the referral partners that actually came up last summer, I needed a pressure washer and I didn't have one in my vendor guide. And I'm like, how do I not have a pressure washer in my vendor guide? But now 2 of the people that commented on my posts were pressure washers. So I'm going to add them to my vendor guide after I have this initial meet and greet, which is what the next step is. Okay. So, basically confidence turns conversations into clients. So this is the part that most agents avoid. Like, you have to respond, you have to follow up, you have to ask for next steps. You have to move forward to the next step. So it's, let's connect this week and talk through how we can partner, because a restaurant partnership like the pizza one or the free coffee one or the free cookie or the free sandwich at the deli, those are like some of my favorites because they're super easy. Like, everyone goes to the coffee drive-through. Everyone and their brother loves EJ's Pizza if you live in my area. So those are really easy. It can be free pizza, it can be money off, it can be whatever the vendor wants it to be. Andrew, who owns the strawberry farm, reached out to me. He sent me a text message and he's like, "Hey, I saw your post. I want to do a collaboration." So with Andrew, it's going to look a little different than it looks with a restaurant. With a pressure washer, it's going to look a little different, the partnership, than it does with a restaurant. So now I need to connect with these people to start sort of brainstorming to be like, how do we make this win-win? How do we make a win-win partnership? So maybe for a pressure washer, it could be maybe only McNamee Real Estate Team clients get $20 off or $10 off or 10% off or 20% off. But what I'm trying to do here is I think of it, I've always thought of my preferred vendor partner program as kind of like my own personal welcome wagon. And if you are a community member of Women on the Go, like I know Narissa just joined, we're working on that with Women on the Go to get our local businesses on board to partner with us, so that if you're a part of Women on the Go, you also get a discount at such and such restaurant or, wherever. So that's another thing that this can be very beneficial for. Okay, so the other thing, I think of it this way, like if I'm not leading the conversation, it's not going to go anywhere. So that's the thing, is you have to take these next steps to get to the next level. So what I want you guys to think about this week is like, how can you make one intentional post that shows who you are, it creates opportunity for people around you, and it invites a conversation. So let me, first of all, I want to go in and just see if you guys have any questions up to this point. Let me pause for a minute. Okay, Narissa says, wow. Yeah, I know, it's insane, because I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier when I was building out my vendor guide. But here's the other interesting thing that happened, is a couple people dropped stuff off. So this is my friend Colleen, who she owns a company where she makes dog treats that are all natural dog treats. So I'll show you the box, but it's this box that opens up, and up here it says, so on the front it says, "Welcome home, friend," and F-U-R-N, like, it's a friend. But then on the inside it says, "Sweet pup, your realtor wanted you to have something special too, so this little box is just for you. Filled with treats to celebrate your new home and all the cozy naps, zoomies, and tail wags ahead. You are now part of a community that believes your life should be rich with connection, enrichment, and moments thoughtfully made for dogs just like you. Welcome to your new home." And then inside you can see it has, you know, doggy tissue, and then it has dog treats, a bunch of dog treats. And then one of the cookies says, welcome home. And then a little donut. And then some little, these are the hemp gummies. And then she also makes dog wine. So I give this as closing gifts for my clients that have wine. And then in here at the bottom of the box is a little, it says menu on the front, but it's one of those dog toys. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know my friend Colleen. Like, I've been buying the wine from her for quite a while. I didn't even know, like, she just rolled this new welcome home dog box out. So anyway, she dropped that by my office for me while I was out of town last week. So that is the other thing that is happening since I did that post. And I was going to say, I'm looking for my phone because I wanted to read to you some of the messages that I'm getting from people. I'm getting messages from people that don't even just saying, hey, I saw your post in all the community groups about promoting other businesses. You know, I wish more community members were like you and actually cared about our community. And so it's getting attention for me that I never expected it to get. Because it's showing people who I am as a person. Because when you think about it, like, I have 35,000 people in my area that I serve, which is kind of a smaller market. But we have like 468 realtors in my area of 35,000 people. So if I don't show the community who I am as a person and why I'm different, why would they choose me? They have 468 other options of realtors to work with. But if I'm the one always showing up, you know, offering the free events to the community, offering to help other business owners, asking them if they want to collaborate on things, like, that's making me stand out as a community leader. I went to, I'm on the board for my local YMCA, which actually came to me. The director came to my Holiday Hoopla event with his kid at the time. How many years ago was this? Probably 8 years ago. And my Holiday Hoopla event is a Christmas event where the kids come and make free gingerbread houses. And he called me the day after and just said, hey, you know, I loved your event. My son had a great time. The YMCA does an event with Santa every year. And he goes, you know, our event is sort of a little lame. He goes, what if we combined our events and did them together at the Y? You know, how much better could we make both our events if we combine them? And so anyway, I'm like, okay, the YMCA is just asking me to partner with them and they're going to endorse the McNamee real estate team. They have like 10,000 members. They're going to be marketing McNamee team events to their 10,000 members. It only took me like a nanosecond to say yes to that opportunity. And once we did our first event, then I got invited to be on the board. So anyway, long story. Last night I had to go the board had to volunteer for their employee appreciation event that we had at the Y. 3 people came up to me at last night's event and said, you know, I can't believe your support for community and what you do for others. Like, how do you have time to do everything that you do? It's so incredible, whatever. One other lady said, Jill, you know, I just love your content. It's so different than any other realtor out there. You're educating people. So people are noticing. Right when we think that people are not noticing us, like, this is what makes us look different. This is what makes us stand out. And I preach all the time. If you've been watching me or interacting with me at all, I run my business like human first, realtor second, showing up with value. Always number one in my brain is, how do I add value to this person standing in front of me? And whether that value add is through real estate, it's through them coming to my St. Croix Valley Girls, it's me doing a local dish interview at their store. I'm just a giver. And people notice that. And that's when people want to work with you. I mean, even Carrie, the one last night that said, "Oh, I just love your social media." She goes, "I know if I were selling tomorrow, you'd be the one I'd call. There would be no question in my mind." And I'm like, I don't even know her that well. Like, we're on the board together, but I don't even really know her that well. And the fact that she said that, it just validated everything for me, and just makes you think then that what we're doing really matters. And I think so many people, you guys, like, the best opportunity we have as realtors, if you see someone doing cool things in your community, share their post and just say, happening for my friend Cara. She just got mentioned in an article. Hey, just wanted everyone to see what my friend Mimi, who owns the local bakery, she was just featured on the #1 baking show in whatever. Like, there's so many opportunities to promote others on social media if you just look for them. So think of it this way. When you're scrolling on, I start my day every single day. You guys all know I'm doing 10 posts a day, every day. I was on vacation for 5 days last week. So I didn't post 10 times a day. You might have seen less from me, but if I'm working, I'm posting 10 times a day. What I want you guys to think about is my time in the morning. I get up at 5 a.m. I have my coffee and couch time. I call it my coffee and couch time. What I'm doing though is I'm doing some of my posting in that time, but I'm intentionally scrolling Facebook specifically, for opportunity to promote people in my circle. Just like I told you. I'm also looking for people who've lost a pet. Hang on, I'm going to grab something. So when I see somebody lost a pet, this is actually the cat version, but I buy these little books on Amazon. There's a dog version and a cat version. They're like $9.95 each. I write a message on the inside of the book. So let's say Narissa, I notice on Facebook, her dog died. So I keep these books in my drawer. I pull one out and I write, "Narissa, I'm so sorry about your loss. Losing a fur family member is the hardest thing ever. May your memories of Max be forever in your heart." And then I sign it. And, it's just a little coffee table book. But instead of sending a greeting card, here's the thing. A greeting card is great, but this is just a level up. And when I send this, usually they'll text me with a photo of it, or they'll post it on Facebook or whatever. So I take that time in the morning to be like, who can I add value to today? Whether it's, someone's dog dying, their cat dying, maybe it's that they were promoted on a podcast that I want to share for them. There's so many little tiny reasons to share someone's post. And if you want to get, I call it relationship deposits, right? So again, I talk almost every week about the funnel. We're dropping people into the funnel. Maybe they're people we don't know. So how do you get them from the top of the funnel to come down out the bottom of the funnel? Well, it's through that. Like, if I just become friends with someone on social media, even if I don't know them well, and I see that, oh, they had their 10th year business anniversary, I'm going to share their post. And even if I don't know them well, I can still tag them and say, hey, congrats, Urban Olive and Vine, for your 10-year anniversary. Like, I don't need to know them well to promote them in the community. So I think where we all struggle is that we're so busy. Everyone, not just realtors, everyone in your sphere, they're all busy. They all got kids, they all got jobs, like they're running around like crazy people just trying to keep their head above water. And business owners are sleeping on this. If you could show up, I don't care if you're a dentist, you should be on Facebook sharing everybody's crap, because that's how you're going to stand out. And if you want me to come to your dentist's office, you better be a damn good human or I don't want to come. But what I'm saying here is that people do not think to promote others, because it's not because I'm selfish. It's not because you guys are selfish. It's because it's not natural for you. And you're not thinking when you sit down with your phone, I need to look, who can I promote? Who can I promote? But when I sit down for my couch and coffee time, that's my purpose. I'm sitting there for 2 hours, drinking my coffee in the morning, being on Facebook, because I'm actually being productive. I'm looking for people to promote. So going back to the relationship deposit, what do you think is going to happen to my relationship with Chad Trainer, who owns Urban Olive and Vine, if I just dropped him in my funnel and I share his anniversary post? What do you think is going to happen to his position in my funnel? He's going to go from the top of the funnel to the middle of the funnel. So this is what I want you to think about when you're building, especially online relationships, because it's even harder to earn their trust, right? They don't know us from Adam. So if we're not doing good things and showing that we're doing good things by helping others on social media, it might take them years to ever trust me enough to give me a referral. So, going back to that, being intentional when you're spending time on your social media, and if you need to time block for a half hour to do this, just set a timer, but actively look at what people in your circle are posting so you can take the opportunity to move that relationship from the top of the funnel to the middle of the funnel. Because, we all, like, some agents buy leads and, they're like this. If you want, like, to earn their trust, like, immediately, the fastest way to create a relationship with someone is to bring them value like that. And it's free. It costs us nothing. And that's why I say, like, other business owners too, it's not just realtors, are sleeping on this. Like, if you're not doing that on social media, you are hugely, hugely missing out. It is the easiest way to get someone's attention, because what do you think, Chad Trainer thinks of me when I share his post? No one else is sharing his post. I just added value to him, and I have like 15,000 followers. So when he sees that, oh, Jill just shared my post, she has 15,000 followers, like that gains, it's like, that's clout. Like, that is, they think right away, like, oh, you're a connector. Now they have a connection to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Is that making sense? Okay, so I'm going to revisit your comments. Cara says, I scroll and look for reasons to do one of my 3 C's. Congratulate, console, or compliment. That. I love that, Cara. That is amazing. Yes. Yeah, that is amazing. I love that because it helps you remember to do it. Like, Cara is being very, very intentional about how she's spending her time online. And, you know, again, when it's like, I think about like, what's the most bang for your buck? Like, it's free. And it's honestly, because I know this, because I'm human and I have had certain things. You know, I have a network of my St. Croix Valley Girls women. There's 1,500 women business owners in the group. And when I was featured on the Referrals podcast, which is one of the top real estate podcasts, I posted it in the group. And I said to them, I asked them for a favor. Here I am, their leader, and every single day I'm pouring into them as their leader. And I asked them for a favor, and I asked them if they could share my podcast episode with their circle. Do you know how many of the 1,500 women actually did it for me? One. What do you think would have happened with our relationship if 100 of them would have shared? Do you see what I'm saying? It takes 5 seconds to promote or share something great about someone else in your circle. And it can work for you or against you. Like I was pretty bitter and pretty hurt that I literally provide this resource for them through an in-person networking group and a Facebook group that I'm educating them on. If I learn something in business that's working really well for me as a realtor, I share it in the group and I say, hey, you know, I know you guys aren't realtors, but this is working really well in my business. I just wanted to share. I do that multiple times a week, and only one person, when I asked for a favor, shared it. Like, how can that even be? This is what tells me they're not selfish people. They're not losers. Are thinking about themselves, like, how am I just going to get through my day? I got to get my kid to school. I get my dog to the vet. Like, I got work to do. Like, we go through life not thinking about others without realizing the opportunity it is for you. So anyway, I know I got on my soapbox and I actually went way off my script, but it's such an easy way to get in front of people and move the needle. So I just want you guys to understand that piece, and hopefully just with me going on my rant that you'll make time for that, because I think it's going to make a difference in your business. So, all right. So what you're going to do this week, here's your assignment. You're going to make the post. Step 2 is you're going to work the post. You're going to reply to every comment. You're going to start at least 5 conversations, 3 DMs. Step number 3 is you're going to ask them, what's the next step? Like, do you have time for coffee? Maybe you want to meet them in person for coffee. If you don't want to spend money on coffee or spend a whole hour with them, say, hey, I'm scheduling 20-minute Zoom calls. Can you hop on a Zoom so I can hear more about your business and how we might be able to collaborate? That's what I'm going to do, because I have 125 of them to do. I don't have time to meet all of them for coffee. I might pick out the top 10 or 20 and add them into my coffee rotation, but don't feel like you have to meet them all in person. Because there's going to be some that are, there was a couple on the list that I was like, this is interesting. I don't really know how I would collaborate with you. But this is why I'm challenging myself to not be judgmental about it. Because who knows, once I start talking with this person, I might find out, no, we don't really have a way to collaborate. But I might also find out that would be an amazing collaboration that I never even thought of. So I'm trying not to poo-poo any of them on the list, because I want to give everybody a chance to, for us to have some sort of relationship together. Okay, so real life application. You're going to actually do the post. So that is the first step, is actually doing the post. But I want you to think about I did mine while I was out of town on a weekend because I'm one of those people, I'm an action taker. So the minute I get the idea, I'm taking action. That's just what I do. It's kind of a blessing and a curse because I ended up while I was out of town, I didn't really understand the level of response that I would get from it. If I would have done this differently, and maybe been someone else, because the Jill that I am could not wait till Monday to make the post. I literally did it on vacation Saturday night, and I'm like, what the hell? I'll see what happens. And it just blew up. So that's something to think about. Like, look at your week this week. See when you have like a slower day where you're really available to respond to all their posts, okay? Mistakes that could be made is like posting and disappearing, being vague about what you want, specifically ask for what you want, not asking for the next step, being the leader. Make sure you're leading the conversations, okay? All right, so I want to see, some of you that are watching are part of the Rise and Ramp Club. So I want to talk about this on tomorrow morning's call. I want you to let me know if you're going to take advantage and do the post. So just remember, like, the clarity around the post is what's going to lead to the conversation. So make sure you're clear with your post. And, this is what's actually going to turn your business into actual clients. Like, attention on social media is not going to do it for you unless you do the next step, the follow through. Okay. All right. So if this is hitting for you, if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I'm posting and getting engagement, but not moving the needle forward, like on Wednesday in the group coaching, I'm going to unpack this. I literally created a plug and play playbook for my agents who are in group coaching in the Insiders program that I'm going to give to them. So there's no guesswork. They know exactly what to say in the post. It's all right there in the playbook. They get script number 1, script number 2, script number 3. So it's all going to be right there. So if you're not a part of the real estate ramp up, when you're a member of Insiders, you get both. You get the morning calls and you get the Wednesday calls. So we're going to unpack this and go through it step by step by step. So anyway, if you're thinking about joining Insiders, if you've been on the fence about it, now's your time. So reach out to me. I'll give you information about that. And yeah, I can't wait to dig into it because honestly, it's mind-blowing to me that I potentially just gained 125 new potential referral partners and, listings for my vendor guide. And, now I can hand choose some of them to do local dish videos. Because, the local dish style videos where I go to their location and interview them, I get to a point where I'm like, oh, who should I reach out to? This will give me probably a year's worth of potential local dish video possibility, people that I can go do a video for. So anyway, I hope today has been helpful for you. Does anyone have any last minute questions before I finish? I don't see, I like Narissa's comment. Me too, just do it. Yeah, so anyway, okay, sounds good. I will see you all next week. Have a great week.